So you've uploaded your code, you've got all your circuitry in place, and it's not working. What are some things you should look for? One of the first things to look for is to make sure that your input wire is coming from the long pin of the LED, the same row, and make sure that input wire is going into pin 11 on the Arduino if that's the way you've coded it. My code shows pin 11. Again, the pin 11 wire should come from the long lead, the same row as the long lead on the LED, not the short lead. Make sure the resistor is lined up with the short lead on the LED and not the long lead. Resistor on the short lead side, input pin wire on the long lead side. Make sure that your wire for your push button is going into pin 8 on the Arduino as coded. If you've chosen a different pin in your code, make sure it's plugged into the appropriate pin. I've chosen pin 8 in my code. Make sure that that wire is connected to the same row as one of the connections on the push button. Make sure that there's a resistor running from that same row as the wire for your input over to the negative rail, not the positive rail, but the negative rail on the breadboard. Make sure those are in line in the same row with one of the pins on the push button. Make sure the other push button pin has a wire connecting from that row to the positive power on the breadboard. Make sure the push button is not angled. When you've straddled it from one side, left to the right, make sure that the pins on the left side are in the same row as the pins on the right side. Make sure that power does come from 5 volt to the positive and from ground to the negative. And if you've taken advantage of both sides of the breadboard for power, make sure that you do have a wire running from negative to negative, positive to positive. Check those things, try it again.